A narcissistic injury occurs when a narcissist or person high in the narcissistic spectrum perceives that they have been criticized or wronged by the victim. They will often act out in rage and seek to gain revenge once a narcissistic injury has occurred. It's highly likely that a narcissistic injury occurred toward Miss Amber Heard on April 21st, 2016. Johnny Depp was late to Amber Heard's birthday party late that evening. He had already warned her that he may be late as he was attending a business meeting to clarify whether or not hundreds of millions worth of his money had been mismanaged by professionals that he had hired. Amber took this lateness to mean that Johnny was disrespecting her and was wronging her in some way. When Johnny arrived, Amber was verbally abusive towards Johnny and threw his phone and wallet from the balcony, followed by Johnny fleeing the conflict by going to the couple's bedroom. Amber then reappeared and punched him repeatedly. This caused Johnny to leave the apartment at approximately 4:30 a.m. on April 22nd, 2016 and stay elsewhere for the night. Amber was leaving for Coachella the next day. Due to the narcissistic injury she had suffered, she needed to regain her perceived control over Johnny whilst simultaneously devaluing him for his perceived wrong. This led her to defecate on Johnny's side of the bed. This is a significant form of devaluing, as she quite literally wants Johnny to view himself as a piece of. She also wanted to make clear that she sees him as a literal piece of sleeping in their bed when they're beside each other at night. The manipulation tactic called gaslighting was then employed by Amber in an attempt to have Johnny believe that it was in fact her teacup Yorkie who defecated on the bed and not her. From witness testimony, we know this to be false. A classic manipulator, Amber downplays her own behaviours, projects them onto others, in this case animals, and attempts to lie her way out of her disgusting defecation behaviour.
And he said, I don't think now's a good time to go. And I thought, it's the perfect time. She's not going to be home for 2 days. And then he showed me a photograph on his telephone of it was a photograph of the bed, our bed, and on my side of the bed was human fecal matter. So I understood why it wasn't a good time to go down there. My initial response to that was, I laughed. It was so outside. It was so bizarre and so grotesque that I could only laugh. So I did not go down there that day. And then she was telling me about she brought up the situation of her fecal matter on the bed. And and she tried to blame it on the dogs. But
why didn't you think it could have been the dogs?
The dogs they're teacup Yorkies. They weigh about 4 pounds each. The photograph that I saw, I lived with those dogs for many years. And so did Hilda Vargas. She's a woman who's been with me for 30 plus years, from the very beginning. And she was the one who photographed it. It was clear she knew the dogs as well as I did. And that was not, none of that did not come from a dog. It just didn't